the she-beast. Deadlier than Dracula, wilder than the werewolf, more frightening than Frankenstein.
Do your eyes dare witness total terror? Frankenstein meets the space monster. See the kidnapping of the Earth Maidens for the love-starved slaves of the sterile planet.
This is the shocking story of a who crawled from the river to race through a nightmare, walking a tightrope between heaven and hell. From the unreal, she crashes through to reality.
Look at those great, big, beautiful babes.
We're here on your Earth as a scientific investigating team.
Hey, baby, you're really out of this world.
As scientists, these girls are way ahead of us. For instance, in the raising of Vegemen, gigantic, man-like robots with fantastic strength.
From caves and sewers come the slime people. The kill, kill, kill. There is no escape from the slime people.
Hip chicks are shaking in the knees because there's a monster on the beach. The Beach Girls and the Monster. Glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub.
Blood-chilling life before disbelieving eyes. Unleashing all manner of monstrous evil in the town in which she was supposed to have breathed her last.
A creature of death. For the first time, see Earth horror versus space terror.
There's something about you, something different from us.
Right, Ron, he's certainly a superior human being.
No, we're not. Please, don't kill me.
It was you.
I won't tell anyone, I swear.
Creature of the damned, damning the living to destruction when you see the she-beast. Starring Barbara Steele.
See the terrifying invasion of the beach party.
She must dance at the Carnival of Souls held just for her, for they have come for her for the last time, claiming her as one of their own.
A power strong enough to invade other minds, to make them act against their will, to terrorize, to kill.
Haven't you ever heard of love?
Show me.
The gags and laughs come fast and furious in this fun-filled battle of the sexes.
Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing. Beach party lovers making hey-hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
Greetings, fiends, and welcome to the almost live version of 1960s Sci-Fi horror films Part 2. A few reasons prevent me from doing this as a live show this time, but I think that you'll be impressed with some of the flicks that we've got in store for you tonight. And we begin, of course, back on Tubi, and we start off with a really cool looking piece of key art for the film The Seventh Grave, painted poster art. That is beautiful. The Seventh Grave, 1965. In this gothic tale, the reading of a will unleashes chaos at a dark and gloomy castle where mad doctors, escaped lepers, and murderers run amok. And of course, this is directed by Garibaldi Sera Caracciolo. No trailer for The Seventh Grave, but we do have a trailer for Carnival of Souls. This 1962 horror fantasy Takes place after a deadly car accident where a young church organist finds herself stalked by mysterious phantoms that beckon her to an abandoned carnival. Starring Candace Hilleglass in the lead role, directed by Herc Harvey. Carnival Souls is a classic low-budget film, extremely well done for the budget. Highly recommended. They have both black and white and the colorized versions. So let's take a look at the trailer now.
Hey, you want to drive, huh? Rev it up.
Action you've never seen races across your screen as you thrill to a new dimension in picture making. Carnival of Souls. This is the shocking story of a who crawled from the river to race through a nightmare, walking a tightrope between heaven and hell. From the unreal, she crashes through to reality. But try as she will to lead a normal life, she is torn from her goal. There's no privacy in a life she's ever watched, tormented. Either it's her neighbor, desirous of her physically, watching her with his leering eye, or it's the evil eye of the man who taunts her, the man who wants her. From the bottom of the river they come. They reach for her. They demand that she dance with them at the Carnival of Souls.
Next up, it's She-Beast. And Barbara Steele strikes again. Love that key art. Check it out, folks. Once again, fabulous painted poster art. In this 1966 horror thriller, a newlywed tourist and an eccentric Transylvanian count must work together when the former's beautiful wife finds herself the bodily host of a witch. Directed by Michael Reeves. Now check out this fine trailer for She-Beast.
The She-Beast. Deadlier than Dracula. Wilder than the werewolf. More frightening than Frankenstein. Another victim of a strange revenge. Wreaked on the innocent from beyond the grave. Hurling a town into a terrifying struggle against the powers of darkness. The witch Verdella, known to be dead for centuries, comes to blood-chilling life before disbelieving eyes, unleashing all manner of monstrous evil in the town in which she was supposed to have breathed her last. You'll see a creature of the damned damning the living to destruction when you see the She-Beast.
Next up, folks, we need a little comedy relief. And that comes in the form of Invasion of the Star Creatures. Again, the key art is beautiful. In this 1962 sci-fi comedy, two soldiers investigate a crater at an atomic detonation site and discover beautiful alien vixens with an army of walking vegetable monsters. Oh yes, folks, directed by Bruno Visota and starring Robert Ball, Joanne Arnold, Dolores Reed as two of those hot alien vixens. And naturally, I have a trailer for Invasion of the Star Creatures. Check this out.
Look at those great, big, beautiful babes.
We're here on your Earth as a scientific investigating team.
Hey, baby, you're really out of this world.
As scientists, these girls are way ahead of us. For instance, in the raising of Vegemen, gigantic, man-like robots with fantastic strength. And the things the girls don't know, they're willing to learn.
Let me take you away from all this, my chérie. Haven't you ever heard of love?
Show me.
The gags and laughs come fast and furious in this fun-filled battle of the sexes.
Next up, we have Xantar, the Thing from Venus, from 1967. Now, this is actually a remake of Roger Corman's It Conquered the World from the 1950s. Zontar: A Thing from Venus was directed by Larry Buchanan and stars John Agar, a staple of 1950s, 60s, and 70s films. As it says, a disheartened scientist thinks helping an alien named Zontar get to Earth will fix humanity's ills, but Zontar actually wants to wipe humanity out. Could you imagine that? What a twist. Folks, you can skip Zontar: A Thing from Venus. In my opinion, watch the original. It conquered the world. Zontar: A Thing from Venus was one of those films that American International repackaged and shot in 16 millimeter, believe it or not. So it is just an ultra low budget cheapie without the charm of It Conquered the World. Moving on. Hey, we're the slime people. Oh, yes, it's the slime people, my good fiends. Los Angeles is under attack from a horde of subterranean sewer mutants covered in slime and out to terrorize and take the city of angels. Starring Robert Hutton, Les Tremayne, and Robert Hutton. Yes, no other actor has done that before, I can tell you. Susan Hart and William Boyce is also in this. Believe it or not, folks, also directed by Robert Hutton. Now, this is when cloning was at its early stages, apparently. In any case, folks, slime people, I remember this so well as a kid. In the 70s, they showed this on Creature Features. You probably remember seeing this on Saturday mornings or, Saturday nights when they would have the Creature Features shows. Slime People is just one of those flicks with really cool looking monsters. And naturally, I have a trailer for the Slime People for you. Check this out.
From caves and sewers come the slime people. The kill, kill, kill. There is no escape from the slime people.
Island of Terror. Yes, Peter Cushing is back on the scene. There's a lot of stuff in this film that's great. The creatures are not so good. That's about the most disappointing thing about Island of Terror, the sci-fi horror film from 1966. Doctors investigating a medical mystery on an island off Ireland's coast get trapped with radioactive monsters trying to turn their insides into mush. Everything about this film is very well done. It's directed by Terrence Fisher, who had a great track record with sci-fi horror films. I don't know why they decided to go with the kind of turtle mutant creatures. I think they could have done a better job. Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster. 1965 sci-fi horror film, folks. I don't know how many times I watched this one when I was a kid. It's just got everything going for it. Frankenstein's monster, fantastic. Space monster, fantastic. Hot bikini babes, fantastic. Really hilarious aliens, check. It's got everything. As it says, a Martian princess and a doctor replace the women of Mars destroyed by an atomic war by raiding Puerto Rico while a shot-down android terrorizes all. I just dig the hell out of this film, directed by Robert Gaffney, and naturally, I have a trailer for you. Check this one out.
Do your eyes dare witness total terror? Frankenstein meets the Space Monster.
We have come here to this planet for one purpose only, to acquire breeding stock to repopulate our planet.
See the kidnapping of the Earth Maidens for the love-starved slaves of the sterile planet. See the terrifying invasion of the Beach Party. See a United States astro robot become a creature of death. For the first time, see Earth horror versus Space Terror. See, Frankenstein meets the Space Monster in Futurama.
Next up, it's the horror of Party Beach, folks. It's weird atomic beasts who live off of human blood. You got sexy beach parties, rockin' 1960s bands, and hilarious-looking creatures. It's the horror of Party Beach. In this 1964 musical, as they say, the first horror monster musical, not really. They just have some groups playing songs. I don't know where they get monster musical from, but in any case, the first horror monster musical from a major film studio is here in this 1960s romp about atomic sea creatures rising to attack a beach community. Directed by Del Tenney. The horror of Party Beach is everywhere, folks. You can watch it on every freaking platform. And if you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. I mean, it is absolutely worth seeing at least once. I've seen it several times. It's just got a lot of scenes that pay off in spades. Let's put it that way. Highly recommended. Horror of Party Beach. Not so highly recommended is the next flick, Curse of the Swamp Creature, 1968 sci-fi horror schlocker. Once again from Larry Buchanan. Somewhere in the backwoods swamps of Texas, a group of oil surveyors discover a mad scientist lab where he's engineering a man-alligator hybrid. Once again starring John Agar. A year later, in 1969, they do another film using the same creature called It's Alive. Curse of the Swamp Creature, best left unsolved, really. Next up, we get back to the sexy beach parties with The Beach Girls and the Monster. Oh yeah. When a series of deaths occur at a local beach, the suspects are narrowed down to either a nightmarish monster or a maniacal murderer. Take your pick. Starring John Hall and Sue Casey, and directed by John Hall. And I know you'd hate me if I didn't show you a trailer, so check out this trailer for Beach Girls and the Monster, featuring go-go girls from the Sunset Strip. Ooh, yeah.
Hip chicks are shaking in the knees because there's a monster on the beach. The Beach Girls and the Monster, starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr. Chicks, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you. The Beach Girls and the Monster.
Last but not least, folks, a film with a decidedly larger budget, The Power. You feel it until you can't feel anything at all. Drives men to madness and murder. When it reaches out for you, you'll never stop screaming. One man has it. No man or woman can resist it. Boy, you're talking about just loading up a poster with text. But I do love that key art. That is really quite nice indeed. As members of a special project die off one by one, a race is on to discover which team member murders using an invisible weapon, his mind, in this 1968 sci-fi horror film starring George Hamilton, Suzanne Pleshette, Richard Carlson, and Yvonne DiCarlo, directed by Byron Haskin. Check out this trailer.
Is there any limit to the power a man could have should he discover the key to unlock the unknown. What strange power for tomorrow lies untouched within us? One of these men has the power. A power strong enough to invade other minds, to make them act against their will, to terrorize, to kill, to control the universe.
Genetically speaking, it's entirely possible to produce a man of tomorrow right now.
What? He thinks we're all being watched.
By whom?
By the unknown. As a matter of fact, by the super unknown.
The power baits a trap with danger and disaster.
There's something about you, something different from us.
Right, strong. He's certainly a superior human being.
No, we're not.
Please, don't kill me.
It was you.
I won't tell anyone, I swear.
Why don't you kill me?
You think you can use me?
You cannot escape the power.
And there you have it, folks. The 1960s Sci-Fi Horror Films Part 2. Now, next week is going to be a little different, of course. You may realize that next Friday is Friday the 13th. Yes, September 13th, folks. And so we're going to be doing a couple of different things, including the third installment of the Sci-Fi Horror Book of the Month Club. This time around, it is H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow over Innsmouth, and how the original novella stacks up to the Stuart Gordon adaptation called Dagon from the early 2000s, and another largely unknown adaptation, a Japanese film adaptation called The Shadow over Innsmouth. So it should be quite interesting. You can read The Shadow over Innsmouth online, or you can listen to it on YouTube. There are various narrations. I believe Wayne June and Conrad Feiniger have two great narrations of The Shadow over Innsmouth. That is coming up Friday the 13th on the Horror Mike Show. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and as always, please like and subscribe. Thank you.